So hi guys, so today we would be looking at random forest and its implementation in TensorFlow that has been recently released in Google I/O. So this is just part 1 in which I am going to just brief you about and get your memory refreshed about random forest and decision trees and see its installation and its features in TensorFlow, and for coming up to the main model part we would be starting up from the next video. So, briefing you about random forest and decision tree. A decision tree works like this. Suppose you are looking for a particular animal. So, decision tree would first go to the first feature, that whether that animal has feathers or not. So, if no, then it would go here. Else, it would go here. Now, after this, you realize that okay, it has feathers. It doesn't have feathers. So, it would go to the left side. Now it would ask another feature from you, that whether the animal has legs more than two or not, and you would be like yes, obviously it has legs more than two, hence it would be cat. And if you think no, the animal that I want has legs less than two, then it would be kangaroo. So this is how decision tree works. It at every point extracts some features, point it to the nodes, and after that works on that. Now this was decision tree. Now you must be thinking, what is random forest then? So random forest is basically a bootstrap aggregation. I know this term it sounds a bit tricky, so I would be showing you. Suppose this was a data set. So we have splitted our data set into let's assume 4 parts. Let that be n parts. This is the first part, this is second part, and this is third part, and this is the m part. These are the m parts in which we have split our data set into. Now suppose the number of data columns and rows we have are m. So we would be splitting it like this, that we would be splitting it in n, in which n is less than m. So it would be going like this: dn dataset has dn dash dataset of this whole dataset has went here. Then this d dash dash n, I am just taking this assumption of name in this particular, and this is going to be our model 1. So this is going to be our model 1. This is going to be our model 2, and this is going to be our model 3, and similarly this is going to be our model m. So m might be a bit confusing, so I would just use another term. Let that be okay, k. So let that be mk, and similarly the data has been splitted here. So there are chances that there are some common features and parts in these all data splitting. So once you have splitted up the data, the splitting of this data into different part, this whole process is known as bootstrap. Now once you have trained your once you have got your models, you would combine all the models into a single result. Suppose this was a binary classification, okay? So suppose you from model 1 you got answer as 0, from model 2 you got your answer as 1, from model 3 you got your answer as 0, and you from model k also you got your answer as 0. Now what after this? So I would simply erase first to make things look quite clear. So I would just erase this part, and yeah. So after that, once you have splitted it up, you need to combine all these models. So you will see that which model is playing the major game. So the model 1 is giving 0, model 2 is giving 1, model 3 is giving 0, and model k is also giving 0. So we would see how many number of times the maximum result has come. So 0 has occurred as only has occurred 3 times, but 1 has occurred only 1 time. Hence 0 occurred majority number of times. 0 would be our answer. So what we did, we combined all the results of this model to get this specific answer, and this whole approach is known as aggregation. So this is how the random forest get its name of bootstrap aggregation methods. This whole process of dividing the data takes part in 3 processes. The first is row sampling, RS. Row sampling. The second is feature sampling, If you want to know about them in detail, you can go search on Google, because it is going to take a really long video to explain these terms. And so this is how the whole process is taking place of splitting the data sets. Now coming to TensorFlow, how we implement that in TensorFlow. So if you search on Google random forest in TensorFlow, the TensorFlow decision forest that has been recently released in Google I/O. So unfortunately, the TensorFlow decision forest are not available on Windows and Mac for now, but in future that would definitely be available. And it is using the Keras, it's using a library of collection of Keras models and support classification, regression and ranking. So first what you need to do, go and collab and simply click pip install TensorFlow decision forest, and it would simply install it. Now you need to import TensorFlow decision forest and TFDS and import pandas. Now what I would do, train df like this. And if you want, you can even go for checking at how the dataset looks like. So this is a dataset that I took from a Kaggle website, and you can see this is how the dataset is looking like. It is showing me the age, work class, education, educational marital status, occupation, relationship, race, gender. And this is how we have defined a small, we have taken a small dataset from Kaggle website, and it basically is telling us regarding the income of a person which is greater than 50K or not. So this is the training set, and this is the testing set. Now after that, we have taken this set in pandas form right now. Now we need to convert that into TensorFlow dataset form. So we thought we would simply do tfds.keras .pd data frame to tf dataset. It would convert the panda data frame into a TensorFlow dataset frame. After that, what you would do, you would define the model. That model is equals to tfds.keras.random forest model. You have defined a model, that this is how the whole model would be working. And after that, what you would do, you would fit your training set inside that model. So I would simply do it, and you can see it's working, and it may take a minute. So you can go to the documentation and read more about it, how you can contribute to it, and the decision forest on GitHub. So while this whole process is going on, I would also like to tell you that in this we won't be getting any doing any evaluation or all, but we would be looking at the summary and get to know how it's working. And you can see that train ds is equals to tfds.keras, in which the label I have taken as education. If I wanted, I could have taken any other label also, but I took it as education. Now I would do model.summary, and as you can see, the training went like this. The accuracy was 96%, and it kept on increasing, and at the end it was around 99%. So I know you must be thinking 99.92% is like overfitting of the model, but right now we are just focusing on the algorithm and how the decision forest and random forest part has been implemented in TensorFlow. You can see condition type in nodes with depth greater than 0. So if any one of you who is familiar with tree would know what here depth is meant, I would just show you an example. This is the tree, and this is the going on nodes. And so if someone asks you what is the maximum height of the tree, what would you tell? You this is a question of basic data structure. So you would go deep into the tree first here, and you would see that okay, it's giving me a height of 3. Now we would go here, then here, and then here, and it's giving you a height of 4. Hence the maximum depth of the tree is 4. Similarly, it is telling us here that the nodes with depth less than or equals to 0, with depth less than or equals to 1, and contains bitmap condition, higher condition, and out of all of those things. So this is how the whole part is working in TensorFlow regarding random forest and decision trees. In the next video, we would be looking at some an intermediate or beginner level whole model, in which we would be also using TensorFlow serving, which has been provided in the GitHub resources and TensorFlow tutorial resources for starting with random forest and decision trees. So this was it for the video. I hope you have got an understanding of it. So thank you and have a nice day.